turn it up to me up here. What's wrong with the camera? Come on, camera. There we go. Get her straightened out there a little bit. Hopefully we'll get it straightened out. And hopefully it'll follow me. It's supposed to. All right. We'll see if we can get anybody in here. And the next little bit. Oh, man. Hey, Jamie. I'm up here at the shop this morning. A little bit nippy in the shop, but not too bad. I just wore a t-shirt. It's fairly warm outside. I hope the signal's coming through good. Like I said, I'm back up here at the shop, and I've got that new camera I've got. It seems to be doing a good job, and hopefully it'll put out a good picture of everything. Of course, it's got the blurred background a little bit. Got focused on me and blurred background. Yep, I'm back up here in the garage. Up here trying to take advantage of the good weather and everything. That we've had some great weather, and hopefully it'll stay that way. It's supposed to rain today, though. We need a little bit of rain. We're really dry. We're really dry up here, so it won't hurt us to get some good weather. Well, the Willis is right here behind me. Let me see if I can turn the camera. Well, the camera follows me. Let me see if I can. Whoops. I was about to make a mess there. I was about to knock my drink over. Let me stand up here a little bit. And there's the Willis Jeep. If you can see it, let me see if I can turn it. Let me just turn the camera. The way this new 360 camera works, it follows me. So let me see if I can manually turn it. And there's the Willis Jeep up there on the lift. Whoops, this camera's not wanting to cooperate. Now I get it back on me. But that's the Willis Jeep up the lift. So that's where it is. And hey, Joy, how are you? Yeah, I've got it up on the lift, and we're finished. We're doing the finishing work on it. We are putting a new tie rod and everything on it. The tie rod was wore out and the bushings in it, and it was just rounded off. So I ordered a new one from Willis Jeep. Well, from a company that does all the Jeep stuff, and it was about $400, $300 and something dollars just for that tie rod in. So yeah, it can be expensive real quick. But I thought I'd come back up here to the shop, show you my shop's still in order. And of course let me see, I don't know if I can spin around, show you some things in the background back there. I got the Barbara's wheelbarrow, the gas powered wheelbarrow, working on it. And then we got my Dixie chopper. Jim's got it up here working on it. I don't know what he's doing to it. I didn't even know he had it in here until I saw it this morning. But everything seems to be going pretty good. Yeah, that DR wheelbarrow. That's what it is. It's a DR. It makes a good wheelbarrow for, as we get older. We don't have the strength. Barbara, especially, it works great for her. And she didn't have the strength, and our yard and everything is hilly. So when she's going up and down the yard, or she wants to, move mulch or potting soil or stuff like that, it comes in pretty handy. And, you think about these things as you get older, because you don't have the upper body strength like you used to have. I definitely don't. I don't have the upper body strength that I used to have as as a younger man, and it takes its toll on you. But you learn to use modern technology. So it is what it is. So I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I got to take care of the boss lady. Yeah, you got to take care of the boss lady. She you got to have the good equipment for her. If not, she'll well, she gets out and does a lot of work anyway. She about does too much sometimes. She gets out and works in the yard a good bit, and you know, she hurt her back last year, and she's been going to that little bit of gardening work cost me thousands of dollars in chiropractor and doctor and everything else. So we get involved with that sometimes, but it is what it is on that. You take it in stride. You take it in stride. You do. Oh yeah, we put some mulch out. I've got a good bit of mulch we've already put out, and we've put uh, pine needles. She had some pine needles. Uh, she actually hired a guy to put out pine needles because she's hurt herself doing that too. So this year last 2 years, she's got a guy that she can buy the pine needles and he'll put them out just about as cheap as you can go to Lowe's and get them almost. The guy is real reasonable. So we've been using him, and that works out really good, and kind of cut out the middleman that way. Yeah, well, I guess so. Uh, get one that can stay here anyway, Joey. We're getting most of them sent back. Well, not most of them. The bad ones are getting sent back, and that's a whole different thing too. It's we need to keep things cleaned out, and I think Donald Trump's doing a great job doing that. Although he gets knocked down by all the liberals who think, "Oh no, you can't do that. Leave these poor people here. Let us pay for them. Let us give them money. Let them take tax money away from the American public. Let our taxes go up so we can support all these new El Salvador criminals coming in." Makes no sense, does it? Makes no sense whatsoever. But that's what we get into, seems like. Well, I hope they get exposed. I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand some of this liberal thinking. I know it. I mean, Doge has done a great job at exposing the criminals. I mean, and the crooks. Oh, I know it. And that guy's crooked as he could be. That judge is a crooked judge because look at his daughter and his wife both work in those kind of situations. His daughter works for a company that tries to uh, be lawyers for all these illegals and everything. So he's got a conflict of interest himself. So what do you say? I mean, it just drives me crazy. I wish we could deport them. I mean, that's not a judge. That's uh, that guy. He's an idiot. He's a complete idiot that he doesn't want those things. I mean, it's all political. It's all political. You got all these political cronies wanting to do what they can to keep Trump from doing what he said he wanted to do, which 90% of the American people want him to do. And they're trying that those liberals like that are trying their best to keep from him doing his job. Well, I tell you what, yeah, we got some crazy Congress people, AOC, and then that Jasmine Crockett uh, down in Texas. I mean, she thinks she's the new sheriff in town. She thinks she's something, and then she got her tail kind of kicked a little bit the other day, she's talking about the governor in Texas being in a wheelchair, calling him Governor Hot Wheels. And, she thought she was funny by saying that. Got to lubricate the old vocal cords here. Let me put that up. But I hope the signal's coming through good and clear. Is everything good and clear? The audio good and the video good? I got this new camera, this Insta360 webcam that works pretty good, and I like it. It seems to be pretty clear. On this end, it does. I'm hoping it does on your end too. But yeah, Sergeant Schultz. Yeah. For those who don't know who Sergeant, that goes. The young people may not know who Sergeant Schultz is. He was the bumbling sergeant on Hogan's Hero. I started saying McHale's Navy. Hogan's Hero. But yeah, that's a crazy guy. Crazy. Oh yeah, Bernie's. That's the communist end of it right there. Socialist and communist. That's Bernie would let you think that the government could supply everything for everybody. You don't need to work. You just let the government do it for you. Yeah. I see nothing. Yeah. That's Sergeant Schultz. Yeah. That was a fun time back in the 60s. Hogan's Heroes. Yeah. We had some pretty good comedies back then. But oh yeah. Bernie thinks everything's free. Everything should be free. Everything should be, the government should do everything for us. We shouldn't have to work. We should just get everything free. Nobody should have to do anything as far as Bernie. I mean, I don't know how anybody with any common sense realizes the world relies on good, hard working people. We don't rely on loafers like Bernie would like you to think. I think Bernie thinks everybody should be retired and everybody should just, get free money, free food, free housing, free college education. Well, if you don't have a job and you don't need a job, why do you need to be educated then, Bernie? I mean, it's ridiculous. Why should there be any incentive to do anything in your utopia? I mean, that's how stupid that is. But that's not how the real world works. The real world works by people working, people acquiring things, people building things, people making things. I mean, inventing things. I mean, look at what Trump has on his side. He has one of the smartest inventors of the 21st century with Elon Musk. And then we get these idiots. They loved him when they thought he was all green and he was all democratic and not thinking straight. But when he turned and loved Trump, they hate him now. Oh, he's a villain. He's a felon. He's a villain. We hate him. We don't want him to do anything. Get him out of the government. Get him out of this. Get him out of that. And he rescued 2 astronauts. I mean, had it not been from his inventions, we wouldn't have got those astronauts back because Biden had them up there. They're supposed to be up there for 9 days, and they end up being up there for 9 or 10 months. So that's the difference. That's the difference. Oh yeah, there's too many. That's why they're hollering so bad. The guilty dog is the one that's going to bark the loudest. You know that. And we got a lot of guilty dogs out there. They don't want to be exposed. They don't want to tear back the layers of who's getting what money, because you're going to see that it filters back to a lot of these politicians. A lot of these politicians are so dirty. They wanted that USAID because they knew that was a slush fund for them. That was money coming back to them. They would, push this stuff to the side, say, go do this and go do that. And I mean, look at that Stacey Abrams. I mean, that in itself, $2 billion she was awarded, $2 billion. And she had no experience whatsoever doing what she was supposed to do, other than she said she was going to do a Green Deal. And so Biden then pushed it through. Yeah. Give her $2 billion real quick. I'd like to follow the money on that. You think that Biden didn't get some back money on that? You think that somehow or another that the Biden crime family didn't get some money back from Stacey Abrams? I would say, yes, he did. But, we need to follow the money trail. And that's the problem. Elon and his elite group are going through there, and they're discovering all these things, and they're exposing these things. And I hope Pam Bondi and Kash Patel get in there and they follow through, and they follow the money trail, find out where it's gone. Who's getting that money? We'll see. We will see. Oh yeah, Elizabeth Warren she's a crook. She's a crook too, big time. And that's why she doesn't want to be exposed. Bernie doesn't want to be exposed. Bernie's been taking money, but Bernie doesn't want you to think that. Bernie wants you to think his hands are clean. Oh, he's as clean as everything you would think, but he's not. It is not. Let me see how is this thing going to follow me? Yeah. I like that camera. This thing is pretty neat. It'll focus on me and follow me. So when I scoot around, it follows me. I can turn so you can see Jim is working on the Dixie chopper back there, and also the DR. You see the DR wheelbarrow back there. Yeah, so it's pretty neat little camera. I hope it's got a good picture. Oh yeah, the big guy always gets his cut, Jamie. That's for sure. Oh, I know it. That Afghanistan withdrawal was pathetic, and and now they're all worried about this week about those leaked, not emails, but text messages. Nothing happened. There's no problem, except the fact that somebody got put on the text message wrong. And I would venture to say that some head will roll because of that. I mean, somebody's head will roll because of that situation, but it'll be what it'll be. I hope everything's going okay with everybody. I'm glad the spring's getting around here now, good, and Jim and I can spring into action a little bit. Although Jim has cut back his hours, he didn't want to work as much, so he's only working 3 days a week. He's only working 3 days a week, and he had to take off one of those this past week, so he only worked 2 days this past week. I told him, I said, yeah. I told him, you're going to owe me about 100 days after you die. I said, when you die, you're still going to have to keep working. Hey, Kevin, how are you? Are you out working hard, driving somewhere today, Kevin? Or are you back at home? Yeah, glad to see you in here, Kevin. Yeah, we're just discussing today's issues and everything. We're hoping that Trump can get his hands untied and get back to work as hard as he had the first 60 or 70 days. I mean, these judges are just trying their damnedest to slow him down, but we'll see what we see. Hopefully, it won't be as bad as it has been the past week or so. But I'm glad he got that whole couple of plane loads that flew out. Weren't those some bad looking hombres? I'll tell you that. Yeah. Yeah, those were some bad looking hombres that, but it tickled me to see them. They come in all that long hair and beard and everything, and they just mowed them right down. They just took all that old scraggly hair and old scraggly beard, and because they still look pretty vicious even after they cleaned them up a little bit. But I guarantee they're not having a good time down there in jail like they were. Well, that's great. I'm glad you are, Kevin. Oh no, they sure weren't. Yeah, they didn't look as tough then. And but if we can keep them down there, I mean, who in their right mind doesn't want that kind of people taken back? I mean, ICE has ICE has had its hands tied for 4 years under Biden. Finally, these ICE workers are saying, "Hey, now we can do our job. Now we can do what we were really hired to do." I mean, these guys wanted to do the job right. They just weren't allowed to by Biden and Mayorkas and all that idiot crowd. They just didn't want to do their job. So now these guys have been unleashed, and they're kicking butt. They got the right leader now. They got like Trump said, they didn't need to change a single law. They didn't have to pass any legislation whatsoever. All they had to do is change presidents, and they did it. And now the job's getting done. I mean, that shows you right there how incompetent that Biden was. Oh yeah, yeah. There's some of these areas that they're gonna. I hope they go in there and kick butt. I hope ICE goes in there and shows them what they can do, and we'll keep these. If we can keep these liberal judges, I mean, that just drives me bonkers that these liberal judges can go in there and circumvent what the president wants to do. I mean, the president should be able to say, "Hey, the hell with you guys. We're going to do our job and do it right." And I hope they do. I hope they do a lot more just ignoring those guys. I mean, Biden ignored them on some things. If I was President Trump, I'd just ignore them. Go about your business and do what you can do, and the heck with them. You know, you've got the law on your side, and just not even worry about them. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Well, let me lubricate the vocal cords again. I get a little thirsty. Well, I get a little dry vocal cords here with talking so much. But I decided to come back up here to the shop. I got a good signal. I guess my signal and my audio is good. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me if it's good or not. I hope the picture's good, and I hope the audio is good. It appears to be on my end, but sometimes you can't tell until you watch the video. Oh, everything looks good, Kevin. Cool. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm happy with the way that Trump has jumped in there and upheld his promises. I mean, so many people didn't think he was going to be able to do anything, and he surprised everybody. He shocked some of these people. He's worked at such a fast pace that it shocked people. And I am tickled with he's doing that. And if these judges don't continue to get in the way, we'll be fine. No, we don't have a junkyard in Cherryville. It might be right outside of what I don't. Which one are y'all talking about? I mean, we got junkyards outside of Cherryville a little bit, but not in and around the proper area. Yep, you would know, wouldn't you, Jamie? You've been from that area. Yeah. Jamie, let me get my hat straight. Couldn't figure out. It's a little bit crooked. trying to do maintenance in the mirror here. Although it doesn't give me the mirror effect, and when you go to move something, it's backwards. Scrap metal yard. Yeah, now there's plenty of scrap metal yards. I mean, we got Morris's scrap metal. We got one down there. We have a lot toward Kings Mountain and Gastonia. We don't have one right in Cherryville. We used to have one in Waco, but I don't know of a scrap metal yard in Cherryville. I mean, we got some close by, but not, and we got them in Gaston County, but I don't know the one you're talking about. Does he have a website? I've never seen it. Evidently everybody else has seen him, and I lived in this area, and I've never seen it. Who? Give me a link if you can, Kevin. I'd like to see who it is. Yeah, get the name of it if you would, and get back with me. I'd like to follow up on it because I know some scrap metal yards, and there's one right between Dallas and Cherryville, off to the side. It's closer to Dallas than it is Cherryville. And there used to be, like I said, one over at Waco, but I think that one got shut down. I mean, that got sold out. Good morning, Jeff. How are you? Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm back up here in the shop. As you see, I got my Jeep on the lift over here behind me, and a couple other things that we're working on. I've got the 56 over here. I got the 56 Pontiac, and then the 47 Jeep. We're working on those in the shop, and of course, we're working on maintenance on some. Jim's been working on the Dixie chopper and the. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I can probably let me see if I can pick up this computer, move around a little bit so y'all can see. I'll give you a little view. Whoops. My camera kind of zipped around, but let's see. Okay, here's the Dixie chopper behind me. You can see that. I guess I could get over there on it. And then right here is the wheelbarrow. We got to put a new carburetor on it. And then, like I said, up there is the 47 Willis Jeep. So that's some of the things we're working on here in the shop. Of course, we've put this one on the back burner over here. I've got the 56 Pontiac. That's on the back burner. But that's what let me put the old computer back down here. Oh man. Let me sit down. Well, now it's got it up there at the Willis Jeep. All right, I'm back down here, camera. Come back down here. Yeah. But that's what we're working on here in the shop, and trying to stay busy. Plus, we're working on other things too. I've got the other building we bought. We bought another building that's adjoining us, that one that my father-in-law built years ago, and was on the original land, but we bought it back. Yeah, I got some big boy toys. That's what Jim and I work with, and we enjoy it. Of course, Jim does more of it than I do. I get to reap the benefits of him getting things fixed, but he does the actual work more so than I do. I get up here and help some, but my health, the way it is, it's not as easy for me to get around. Of course, Jim's the same age. Jim and I are both the same age, so he's having troubles too getting around, but he still wants to. We both hobble around, as we say, and get the work done. But Jim has cut back to 3 days a week when he's not 2 days a week. So we are what we are. We're old retired guys and enjoying the rest of our lives, and we're going to do that. And that's what it's all about. Jim likes to go camping. Him and his wife go camping a good bit. So he takes his camper out and goes to different locations around the Carolinas. He hadn't been off real far in the camper yet. He usually goes, 30 or 40, 50 miles away, sometimes 100 miles away, but he's not taking it long trips. But him and his buddies, he's got some buddies that have motorcycles and a few things. Jim still rides his motorcycle. I keep telling him, I said, that's getting dangerous at your age, but he still likes his Harley. And so it is what it is. I'm not going to ride something that can kill me in a second. So I'm just not going to. I quit riding motorcycles years ago. I had a few accidents on them, and I don't like what happens with a motorcycle. So I am not, especially at my age. I finally talked my brother, my older brother, D, that one is 2 years older than me. I finally convinced him that he needed to sell his motorcycle, and he got rid of his Harley. I mean, when you get in your 70s, I mean, if you want one of these tricycles, I mean, where you got some stability is fine, but you can break too many bones and too many things can happen when you're on a motorcycle that your age is, your reaction is not as good and your body's not as good. I mean, when you're big and healthy and you got strong bones and strong muscles, a motorcycle's fine. But you got something big and heavy, and if it starts tilting over and you go to save it, and your bones can't and muscles can't manhandle it, you can get in trouble. Michael's Scrap Life on YouTube. Okay, he's even got my name, hadn't he? I'll have to check him out. I'll have to check him out. A motorcycle ice racer. Yeah. Well, he's in his 50s. Yeah. Yeah. And then when he gets in his 70s, like me, he'll regret every bone that he broke. I mean, I've got to go to the doctor tomorrow because I've got some aches and pains. I got to get checked out. So, you get into your 70s, your life evolves around what doctor do I see this week is about what happens. I mean, I've had, like I said, with quadruple bypass and I've been fortunate, knock on wood. I haven't had any bones broken or anything like that in my age I am now. I mean, I don't want to have a hip replacement or a knee replacement or anything like that. But that those days are coming probably. I have friends and relatives that all have had that done. My brother D, he's had both hips replaced, I think, and a knee replaced. Um, it just it is what it is. It's tough, but I don't want to have that. I'm going to try to prevent that if I can. But I'll do the best I can, stay active as much as I can, and enjoy life. My goal is to enjoy the rest of my life, what I got left of it, and I got some big boy toys to help me with that, and I'm enjoying just doing what I can do. And that's all I'm going to do. Make the most of it. I don't have to worry about trucks anymore. I don't have to worry about drivers anymore. I only have one mechanic, Jim, and I don't even worry about him. He doesn't worry about anything either. He and I just are best buddies now in comparison to the way it used to be. I was his boss. I mean, I'm still his boss, but I mean, we're just buddies. Yeah. Yeah. Getting old is not for sissies. That's for sure. Yeah. It gets tougher. Each and every one of us out there, we're experiencing that probably. No matter what age you are right now, you can remember what it was a few years before, and it gets tougher. Oh wow! I tell you what, that can happen. Yep, you can. Talking about artery, and I don't know if you can see it. I got a bad scar on my arm. It goes from here to here. That I had an artery. I had to have it removed when I was a kid because I broke my arm so bad it punctured the artery, and they had to remove the artery. And this arm is actually a little bit smaller. This left arm is a smidge smaller than my right arm. Of course, a lot of people's that way because it's what they have. But yeah, I don't have but one artery in this arm, so the blood flow when somebody does try to get blood off of nurse tries to get blood, I had to always make them get my right arm instead of my left arm because it's hard to get blood out of this arm, and you can't get a good. They've tried to take my pulse on this left side, and it's hard to take my pulse on this left side because I only have one artery, and that can be tough. And if you puncture an artery, you can die quick. Well, they're always going to blame the police. That'll be their fight in court. I mean, if somebody's being chased, they're being chased. If he's running from the law, he's running from the law. That was his choice to run. I mean, the police didn't make him jump a fence. He did it on his own. But you can get a sympathetic jury sometimes, and these juries have got to rein some of this stuff in. I mean, some of them think, well, there's endless money out there. We'll just charge the police. Well, the police get paid by us. We pay the taxes. We pay the insurance. So if you let somebody get a huge settlement, we're going to end up paying in the long run. So it all goes around. People don't realize that. People don't realize that. That's why. I mean, you can look at inflation. I mean, they're talking about right now. Some legislator in North Carolina want to raise the minimum wage to $22 an hour, or $22 an hour for minimum wage. When I was young, minimum wage was 50 cents an hour, or $1. I remember going up to $1 an hour. I mean, minimum wage is not built to support a family. Minimum wage is to give you an entry-level job. That is for entry-level, period. Then you let supply and demand get you a better job and a better pay. But we got people right now that go, well, we want to be mandated a real good living wage as a minimum wage job. That's not what minimum wage is about. Minimum wage is to say you don't pay below this if you want the least amount of work. But that's minimum wage is designed to let people get in entry wise. And what you're going to do, you're going to run the businesses out of business because a small business, he can't afford $22 an hour or $20 an hour. I mean, that's crazy. Oh yeah, it's causing automation is what it's doing. I mean, you're going to go in, you're going to see these kiosks, whereas you did see a waiter or a waitress, you're going to see a kiosk, you're going to punch in your what your order is, then you're going to go up and you have that one person to hand you what you ordered. You're not going to have people. I mean, look at Lowe's and Home Depot. Look at all the automated checkouts you got now. And what brought that about? It was minimum wage and wage costs. I mean, that's a driving force right there. You're seeing those lower paid jobs done away with by automation. I mean, you go to Walmart, you go to Lowe's, you go to Home Depot, any of those, they got those checkouts. Now, they got a lot of people that have to watch the checkout, but they don't have the, they'll take where they had 10 cashiers, take it down to 2, and those 2 will handle 10 automated jobs or whatever. I mean, that they've got it down to a system, and that's what you're going to, and I hate them. I always say I like to see employees there as opposed to automation, but that's not my situation. I mean, of course, we're forcing that upon these companies. I mean, that's what's happening. I mean, this kind of display is being forced on the average person. But that's the way it goes. Well, guys, is there anything else interesting in the world that y'all want to talk about? Because I'm about talked out. My old voice is about to get the best of me here. But I hope everybody's enjoyed me getting back up here into the shop. I'm probably going to try to do more and more up here in the shop and see what we can get done up here. And that way y'all can see what we're doing too. And the signal's good. I have a real good signal up here. So hopefully everybody, did everybody enjoy the signal and the video up here today? I hope it's been good. But I'm going to take off and head on back down toward the house and help Miss Barbara. She's already out in the yard working. I'm going to help her a little bit. And y'all take care, and I'll talk to y'all later. Oh, I know they are, Kevin. They are. The emissions, the EPA is going to really help a lot. I'm glad Zelda's in there. Well, y'all guys take care. I'll catch y'all at another time. See you guys.